Prepare your card pocket piece and with the interfacing as well, and go ahead and fuse them. You've done that, you want to take your ruler and your fabric marker. You're going to draw some pleat lines on the wrong side. Here I've drawn my lines and I've put the distant measurement of each line. So you may go ahead and screenshot this and draw exactly just like this. I hope you can read my handwriting here. Now we're going to start folding from this 2.5-inch line. So I'm going to line up my ruler with the fold line and fold my fabric towards the wrong side. Then I'm going to finger press that for now. Turn your fabric so the right side will be facing up. I'm going to take my ruler and line it up with the second line and then fold that towards the right side. Now turn this piece back wrong side up and go ahead and fold on that 2.5-inch line. Then turn this piece right side up again and find the next line, which is the 1/3-inch line, and do the same. Fold that line. So you want to keep alternating the fold until you get to the last fold line. So you will end up with 3 fold lines, and this will give you 6 card slots. Now go ahead and give this a good press. Next, you're going to top stitch all these folded edges. I top stitch with 1/8 of an inch of seam allowance, and you may want to set your stitch length a slight longer just to make it looking nice. I set my stitch length to be 2.8 millimeters. Take your ruler and measure in 4/4 inch from the side, which is the center of your pocket piece. Then you want to draw a vertical line with your fabric marker from that point. Then go ahead and sew on that line. You want to sew this from the bottom to the top, just so you don't have to mess with the folded edges. Then you want to base stitch the sides here with 1/4 inch of seam allowance, just to secure the pleats so it will not shift around. Once you've done that, take your pocket lining piece and lay this right side together. Place some sewing clips to secure them in place. Then go ahead and sew the top and the bottom with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Then go ahead and turn this piece inside out through the side. Then go ahead and give that a quick press. Then top stitch the upper top here. And that's it, guys. Now you're going to make another piece identical to this. Now we're going to work on the zipper pocket. So prepare your zipper. Your zipper should be measuring 7 inch, which is referring to the length of your zipper teeth. My zipper was actually measuring 8 inches, so I had to cut off 1 inch away from the end of the zipper. Now we're going to make the zipper top, so you will need to cut a couple scraps of 1 inch wide fabric. The length should be around 3 inches. Now you wanna fold this fabric in half, just like so, and lay that on your zipper end. Pin that in place, and then you wanna go ahead and do the same with the other side. Then you're going to sew along the edges of the fold. Prepare all of your 4 zipper pocket panels, and you should interface them all with the Fusible Woven interfacing. So here is my zipper with the zipper tabs already sewn. Line that up on one of the zipper pocket, and whatever excess fabric from the zipper tab, you can go ahead and trim that off. Take one of your zipper pocket panel, lay that right side up, and then lay your zipper right side down. Then take the other zipper pocket piece and lay that right side down. Secure this zipper sandwich with some fabric clips. Then go ahead and sew along the edges about 1/4 inch of seam allowance. I'm using a regular presser foot here. However, I moved my needle all the way to the left and I used the 1/8 of an inch seam allowance gauge instead. This way the presser foot will have a little extra room to wiggle. Once you've done sewing, you want to go ahead and open up this sandwich and smoothen up the edges. I'm going to use my Hera marker here, but you can also use iron, but make sure to set that up on low setting. Once you've done that, go ahead and top stitch along the edges here. Now we're going to work on the other side. So take your other zipper pocket panel right side up and then lay your zipper right side down, just like so. Then take the remaining zipper pocket piece and lay that right side down. Go ahead and secure them in place with fabric clips, then sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Again, you want to smoothen up the edges here and then go ahead and top stitch along the edges. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and fold this piece in half where you get your zipper facing up. Line up the seams of your zipper tab. Then you're going to sew along the edges of the sides here with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. If you notice there, I always use scrap of fabric at the back of my presser foot, so I folded the scrap multiple times until I got the same bulk as what I'm going to sew. This will help to prevent bunching up thread. So you're gonna end up with something like this. The width of the zipper pocket should be around 4/4 inch. So if yours kinda like longer, you may want to trim that off. We're going to bind the raw edges of this zipper pocket, so simply take a bias tape and cut a slight longer than what you need. I'm using a single fold bias tape measuring 7/8 of an inch. Place your zipper pocket on the center of the bias tape and secure that in place with the fabric clips. Then go ahead and sew along the edges. So what I did here, I moved my needle all the way to the right and then I use 3/8 of an inch of seam allowance. And once you've done sewing your bias tape, go ahead and trim the excess off and voila, your zipper pocket is done and all the raw edges already sealed. Now we're going to work on attaching the credit card pockets onto the lining piece. You want to lay the first pocket piece 1.5 inches away from the bottom. So this is the upper top of the credit card slots and this is the bottom part. Then you want to space 1.5 inches as well and then lay your second pocket piece on the opposite side. So you're gonna secure them in place with some fabric clips on both sides. Then go ahead and sew along the edges with about 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Then you're going to top stitch the bottom of your pockets as well. To create the accordion pleats, you're going to need to cut two 5 by 4 3/4 inch of rectangles and you will need one interfacing exactly the same size of course, and then go ahead and fuse that in place. Then you want to lay them right side together and sew along the top and the bottom, the one that measuring 4 3/4 inch. Then go ahead and turn this piece inside out and give that a quick press as well. Then you should end up with a rectangle measuring 5 by 4/4 inch. To create the pleats, you're gonna first fold this piece in half lengthwise and then give that a good press. Then you want to fold one of the edges here towards the center folded edge, just like so. You want to line them up. Then you want to turn this around and fold the other edge towards the folded edge as well and give that a good press as well. So you're gonna end up with something like this. Now go ahead and make another piece identical to this. Next you're going to take your zipper pocket and position that in the center fold just like what I'm showing you here, so the raw edges will be enclosed inside the pleat. Secure them in place with some fabric clips, then go ahead and sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Next, you're going to attach this to the lining piece. So take the edge of your side panel here, and you just want to make sure here that your zipper is facing up or towards the flap. Put some fabric clips to secure them in place. You want to line up the upper part of your side panel with the upper part of your pocket. Then go ahead and sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. So this is how it's going to turn out. Now you want to take the other end of your side panel and you want to lay that on the opposite side. Again, you want to line the upper top of the side panel with the upper top of your card pocket. Secure that in place with the fabric clips. Then go ahead and sew with 1/4 inch of seam allowance. So you may want to start from the bottom and you want to push everything to the side and then go ahead and start sewing. So you're gonna end up with something like this. Then you want to go ahead and work the same way for the other side.